Hi, welcome back to Guessagaingaming, and today I'm going to do a conclusion video on Invisible Ink. If you've watched the last couple of videos I did on this, I did a kind of playthrough of the first mission, of just one mission, and I said that I wouldn't do a continuing series, which I won't, because each mission takes a long time. So what I've done is I've just loaded into one of the games I was playing in the past. It's just a random one. I think you can have 4 save games on the go, and I think I've got 4. And this is the one that was most appropriate to what I wanted to say about Invisible Ink. So if you watch the other videos, what ends up happening, or happens to me, like I said, it's not a game I'm particularly good at. I would say probably of all the games I've played on this channel to date, this is the game I'm the least successful at. And that's not based on the game. Sometimes it's the game I feel is kind of unfair, or there's something about it that makes it difficult. This is just maybe that I'm just not very good at it. But anyway, if you watch the other videos, one of the things I was saying was that what happens is you end up with agents stuck everywhere, with enemy agents all over the place, and some are unconscious and some aren't, and it's really hard to know what to do. So this is a playthrough that I ended at this point, and as you look at the map, you might kind of guess why. So what was happening here was we've got 3 agents, which is more than we had originally. I think I've had 3, I think I once had 4, but anyway. And the third agent is different. They're often a different one to the one you get the time before. I think there's different missions where you can rescue different agents, so that's interesting, that's quite fun. But anyway, as far as this mission was concerned, as you can see, these barriers in many places. If you look at the top left, I've got very little PWR, which is the incognita thing, to knock out cameras and things. Very, very little, which is very bad. Like I said, that's another point I made in the previous videos. You always need to desperately try to get more of that, or to use it sparingly, because you'll want that, as I do now when I haven't got it. So we've got barriers that we can't go through. We've got security cameras activated. As you can see on the right hand, security level is already level 3, and it's going to go to 4 in the next couple of turns. And you can see from all those exclamation marks, there they go, these enemy agents, one's unconscious there, he's going to wake up in 1 turn. We've got one there that's probably just woken up. We've got one over there, and we've got one here. There's 2 barriers, and plus all our agents are pretty spread out. We've got one here. She can't do a lot. We've got one up there, and we've got one here, and there's an enemy agent there. So you can see the dilemma. I'll just show you something else also. So there's the overview, and you can see where our guys are, and we haven't even got to the escape zone. We don't know where the escape zone is. We haven't even located. You can see on the top left it says get out alive, locate the secure locker. Well, we haven't located the secure locker, which is one of the problems I said I've had in this game. I'm not saying it's a problem with the game, it may be me. I think it's a combination of both, kind of, because you can spend, I mean, I'm on turn 17 and I've not found the escape locker, sorry, the escape area or the secure locker, which is the objective. So that's a bad problem. And like I said, sometimes in this game you can find those things quickly. Even doesn't matter the map size or how difficult it is, it can just be luck. You just go the right way and you find those things quickly. But in this playthrough and in this mission, I wasn't finding them quickly, and that caused the problem, because the more you run around, the more you have to knock out guards, the more you're going to get the attention of guards, the more security level goes up, and then we've still not found even the objective, the secure locker, and we are doomed, basically. If we were just trying to escape now, and we kind of knew, say, the escape area was here, okay, at least we could maybe do it. If you saw the last video I made about this game, in the first mission, it looked awkward, but we did it. But we've not even found the objective, and that could be anywhere. It could be behind one of these barriers, which we haven't got a lot of option with because we're running out of PWR to incapacitate cameras and power supplies. So that's probably why I stopped playing it. I just thought, I don't know what to do, and I still don't know, but I'll just do one turn just to see what happens. So we can run in here, and what we can do is we can hijack that to get some PWR, which is good. I don't know, obviously I've not played this for a bit. I don't know if I've gone through there or not. That door's open, so I'm going to guess I have. Yeah, we're going to come back here because we've got an agent there, so. One of the things I can show you is here, we've now got a med gel and an EMP pack, so you can see that generates static, scrambling electronics. That's a med pack, which is med gel, which is obviously what it is. And we've still got the original weapon we started with, I think that was that. So you do get extra weapons and things to use, which is helpful. But again, you're still having to base your whole strategy on stealth, because none of those things are going to wipe out enemy agents. They're just going to help you survive. If we go to another agent, she's got less. I think that's the agent. Oh, she's got a vault disruptor, which sounds cool. So we can incapacitate somebody in a different way with that. So we've got, oh, I'm just going to show you that again. So that incapacitates, you can see there, it incapacitates through armour, which again, that's the thing as you go on with the game, because some people have got armour and your normal device won't penetrate them. And he's got a lot of things. He's got the cloaking, which you get originally, and the neural disruptor, and he's got med gel, and he's got a security password, and he's got a subdermal cloak, which is something I picked up, which I can add on later on. So you can pick up things, and you've seen quite a lot of the things you can get, but they're still all based on the same premise, which is stealth, and you're only going to incapacitate somebody whether they've got armour or not, if you have to, and you've got things to heal yourself. But basically, when you've got lots of these agents and you've still got to run around finding the objective, it's virtually impossible. Because if this was, like I said, always come back to XCOM. So if this was XCOM, you would just have your 3 agents there, and you would just, you know, that agent would burst in and shoot that one, he'd be dead. Not wake up, he'd be dead. And then she would run in there and shoot that one. And I know it's not XCOM, but that I'm just emphasising how much this is stealth based. And it's good, it's not XCOM, because XCOM is XCOM, and this is not XCOM, but so you can see the dilemma. I think that guy's watching, so if we go through there we get zapped. So what we'll do there, if we kind of put it on a Overwatch, which is ambush ready, which is kind of that. Oh, she's run out of movement. So, okay, let's just see what happens. Okay, so that's very bad. Which is again is probably why I stopped playing. So that part worked. So you got to see quite a lot there, which is good. Not good for me, but it's good. So in that one little turn, you got quite a lot, which is our agent got shot. Well, first you saw what Overwatch, they call it ambush, but it's Overwatch, whatever, how that works, and that worked really well, because the guy came through, she was on ambush Overwatch, he knocked that guy out and incapacitated him, but at the same point, 2 other agents came through. One came through from there. I don't even know where they came from tonight, but I think there's a beaming point where they come in from, and he shot our agent. And again, back to what I was saying in the first videos, if you've got an agent shot and they're nowhere near any other agents, or your other agents can't reach them, because even if they've got an agent, well, we've got an agent there, but they've got 2 armed agents there. Basically, that's kind of it, because there's no way we can get anyone to there to revive her, even if we've got med gels and things to do it, because as soon as we come through here, they'll shoot us, and obviously we haven't got the capacity to shoot them back, and so we have to take them by surprise, and that's not always possible. And there's 2 of them, so even if we came through this way and tried to get behind him, then this guy would shoot us, and there's another guy there who's probably going to come through here in a minute as well. So that's kind of how this game is, and I'm glad I found this previous playthrough, because it kind of is a really good example of what I was talking about earlier. And like I said, I could have played on with this series and done a few more missions, but it will just be a long series, and you'll end up with the same kind of decisions, and all I'm doing in this is kind of showing you how it can end up. I mean, maybe it'll help you in not ending up like this. I don't remember exactly how I ended up like this, but I did. And I think it's, like I said, so I'm going to do my kind of invisible ink overview of the game now, and this little bit of playthrough of this mission is going to kind of be a good example. So it's a really good game. I enjoy the graphics, I like the scenario, I like how it's shown, the movement is fine. I've had no problems with the game by bugs or anything like that at all. It takes up very small space actually. I think it's like 2 gigabytes or less actually. So they're the good things. I like the idea of it, which is why I've come back to it so many times. I like the hacking kind of idea and this kind of incognito thing where you can hack cameras and loot things, and I like that a lot. I like the idea that you have to do stealth, so I like the idea because I like turn-based games, and there's a lot of XCOM-like games where you're shooting things, and I like this, but I'm not good at it. And the 2 problems I found with this game, which are the only 2 problems I found which I would say I can note, and again I'm just making a personal observation, I'm not good at this. So number 1 is it's hard to find the things you're looking for, and lots of games, XCOM is an example, but many games, not just turn-based games, they have like a little arrow or something. In XCOM, you know, when you land on near an alien facility or near the train you've got to raid, it has a little arrow and it shows you which way, or your squad's always facing the right direction. So you kind of know the general gist of where you're going to go, but in this you don't. And to me that is difficult because of the fact the security level is always rising, and the fact you can't actually really engage with enemies unless you desperately have to, the fact you have to run around a long time looking, it does bring an element of luck, because it is absolutely impossible, and someone may know differently, it's absolutely impossible to plan to find the beam out point, the escape area and the objective. It is no way you can plan that. In XCOM you can see roughly where the train is, where the hostage you've got to kill or evacuate is, where the alien facility is, and then you can kind of plan a strategy to kind of infiltrate it. It goes wrong often, and often you get busted, and you've got those wraith suits. You've got those wraith suits and things, and you've got people who are phantom and they can be undetected until they get seen, and it can go wrong, they can get seen. So there's things that can go wrong with stealth and with all the missions, but in this, there's no way you can possibly plan how to find the objective, because it's really luck when you start. If you go the right way, you can find it quickly. If you go the wrong way, you can be running around forever, which is what happened in this game. So that's number 1. I don't know whether they would change it or how they would change it. I guess it would be the same as any game where you'd have a little arrow somewhere over there, or over one of the areas in the distance, and it would show you that's the way you need to go. It might not show you specifically this is exactly where it is, but at least it could be a little arrow maybe at the beginning, where there'd be a little arrow that was one colour that showed you the colour, like that's blue and it goes to the objective, and maybe the green goes to the BMAP zone, and it wouldn't tell you exactly where it is. You still have to run through them looking, but at least you know the right direction. So I think that's number one. The only other thing that I found in this game, and this isn't the worst example, and it's not, again, it's a problem with the game, it's probably a problem with me, but it's not a game to play if you... It's a bit fiddly. What I mean by that is you're always in these kind of small rooms. There's never any big spaces, it may be later, but there's never any big spaces. They're all these little rooms and little corridors, and it can all become a little bit fiddly. So, you know, trying to work out how to get an agent just to the right place around there when there's something there and something there, and sometimes you can't quite work out whether you can move to somewhere or whether you can't, and you can't see whether you're blocking something, you can't. It's a little bit fiddly, and again, that is probably the way my mind's geared to, like those bigger spaces of XCOM and Phantom Doctrine and those kind of games. But I've found it a little bit fiddly, especially when you get to having more agents, and you've got like 3 or 4 agents, and you've got this situation where you've got lots of enemy agents and these little bits of things in the way, and you can't quite move. And the things in the way are good because they're cover, but I found it a little bit fiddly at times. Again, that's not a problem with the game, it's a problem with me, but it's a note if you don't like fiddly little games where you're worrying about every inch of a movement and whether you can quite get to a little bit round somewhere, and whether someone can see you if you go behind that, and can you move. It's a little bit fiddly. That's the only other thing I'd say. But apart from that, it's a really good game. I've enjoyed it. I would like to enjoy it more. So it's one of those games, these games you play, I play, where I play one day, and sometimes it's literally 1 hour, and I just think, nah, don't like it, can't be doing this. And there's other games where I play often, and I really want to be able to play it well, and I can't, but I really like it, and this is one of those games. So it's a good game, I really want to play it. There's no question in my mind that I'll come back to trying again with a brand new playthrough, because this playthrough is not going anywhere other than certain death, but I'm just not good at it. And so on that basis, I would say I would recommend this game if you like what it is, if you're very good at stealth, if you're patient, because it does need a patience, this game, I think, when you can't just shoot people in the face and chuck grenades at them and things. I think it needs more patience, and that's not a bad thing. And if you don't mind a little bit of fiddly things in games, I think it's a very good game. So I would recommend it based on the things I said. But there's nothing wrong with the actual game itself, that's all I can say. Anyway, thanks for watching Guessagaingaming, playing and reviewing Invisible Ink. From me, take care until next time.